standing together today. Let us continue the fight for justice, for peace, for freedom and independence for the Palestinian people, the free Gaza and free Palestine.
Give it up one more time for Muhammad. Washington, D.C., we have taken over another intersection. We are going all the way back to Pennsylvania and 7th. Give it up for yourselves. I have the honor to introduce the next speaker. He is from the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights, the Executive Director, Ahmed Abu Zaid.
What's up, my people? I'm here to represent the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights, an organization dedicated to ending all U.S. military aid to the colonial state of Israel. And today, July 24th, 2024, we are here to arrest a war criminal. Almost a full year of active genocide lies before our eyes. But Palestinians are not sacrificial lambs. We are fighting for our freedom. We are fighting for our land. For our rights. We are fighting for our strong, but most especially for our liberated future. We reject Netanyahu because he's exactly the manifestation of the colonial project known as Zionism. We reject Genocide Joe and the U.S. government's support of this monstrosity historically and today. Taxpayers here, you all in this crowd, you all joining us on the live stream, you all joining us free on the internet are being bamboozled. We are told there's not enough money for our schools or teachers' salaries. There's not enough funding for health care in the United States. There's not enough funding for the houseless members of our community. Instead, they expand police budgets while building Cop City theme parks to continue to militarize our neighborhoods. They violate international law, U.S. law, and the laws of human dignity in order to continue their ruthless brutality. Stop arming Israel! Stop arming Israel!
Stop arming Israel!
Stop arming Israel!
Stop arming Israel!
The contradictions have been sharpened and are made more clear for any who seek to know the truth.
Talk about it, comrade!
Now, before I wrap up, I'm wondering if y'all heard the new Kendrick Lamar anthem, They Not Like Us? I want to try something. I want to read out a line, and now I want you to chant, They Not Like Us, 3 times. They fight to colonize, we fight to liberate. 3 times. Let's try that again. They fight to colonize, we fight to liberate. They fight to kill, we fight to live. They fight for hate, and we fight for love. The people of Gaza see you, the people of Palestine see you. Thank you so much for being with us. We won't stop until
Palestine!
see the war. They have their hearings at their hotels, at their homes, all around the United States. You always see one other organization that refuses to allow these war criminals to walk the streets and not be held accountable, and that is Code Pink. And just so you know, they were there this morning when Mr. Netanyahu left his hotel so that he would know the people are not going to allow him to be in Washington, D.C. without us coming out everywhere he is saying stop the genocide and end all U.S. aid to Israel. So please, if you can, give a warm welcome to Chris from Code Pink!
Netanyahu, you can't hide!
Netanyahu, you can't hide!
You're committing genocide! Netanyahu had charges brought against him not 3 months ago, not 4 months ago, not on October 7th, but in 2019. He had charges brought against him. This is not a year-long conflict. This is not a 6-month, 8-month. This is decades. This is generations of genocide against the Palestinian people. Shame. This is not the first time that this country has tried to legitimize war criminals, legitimize war crimes at the expense of the American people. This is not the first. We want to make it clear, the demands of the people. We want to make it so clear that every step that this government takes to justify war is a direct contradiction to the wants and needs of the American people. As my sister just said, we in this country, we have people who can't read. We have cop cities being built. We have education being defunded year after budget year. We are in the streets saying, fund our schools, fund our communities, keep our library, drawing this red line. We do not represent whatever you're talking about in that building has nothing to do with us. It has absolutely nothing to do with us. We are here, we have been consistently crying. When the US sent money in 2008, in 2019, we said no. When the U.S. funded the invasion of Haiti, we said no. When the U.S. funded the invasion of Iraq, we said no. We said no at every single point. When the U.S. declared the Black Panthers a terrorist group, we also said no. We are the people, and the people is what represents peace, freedom, and liberation. And I want to continue to make it clear. The people in that building, Hakeem Jeffries, Richie Flores, Blinken, all of those people, shame, shame, shame. But to specifically the elected officials who continue to run off of the backs of the progressive working class movement, who turn their backs to us and accept war criminals, who are murdering people who look just like me and you, who continue to fund cop cities to arrest people who look just like me and you, who continue to train the NYPD in Israel to arrest black and brown people who look just like me and you do. We say no. That is not us. That has nothing to do with us. The conversations in that building happening right now have nothing to do with the needs of our communities, nothing to do with the conversations that we're having on the ground, and do not represent the ideals of us. Shame. We say yes to peace. We say no to war. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Give it up one more time for Chris. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Ini adalah pidato keempat Benjamin Netanyahu di depan hadapan Kongres Amerika Serikat yang terakhir pada tahun 2015.
Internally displaced for time and time again. It reminds us of 1948. Net over 800,000 people were kicked out, forcefully kicked out from their indigenous land. It will be a reminder to us as indigenous people. So that's why I feel it is the deepest honor of my life to be a plaintiff of the genocide case against Biden, Austin, and Blinken for aiding and abetting genocide and fomenting genocide. Remember the first days. So we are unequivocally indigenous people. We are unequivocally, unapologetically indigenous people fighting to live in our own land. And as a plaintiff, as victims, as survivors, as everyone in Palestine, we will continue the battle of justice. The battle of justice is extremely long. It's extremely long, and we will keep fighting, but also we will do everything in our power that this government is held accountable for war crimes against humanity. Good news while we are seeking an arrest warrant against Netanyahu. Few days ago, the Center for Constitutional Rights, hats off to the Center for Constitutional Rights for standing up to Palestine. The Center for Constitutional Rights has written to the Department of Justice, calling upon them to open an investigation into Netanyahu for war crimes and genocide. So again, I am sending much love. We are immensely proud of our friends and supporters around the world who refuse to stand idly by and to be biased bystanders, but to be in the right side of history when you are supporting the indigenous Palestinian people and their right to self-determination, freedom and liberation from the heinous crimes, from the heinous occupation of human history. Thank you.
I'm sure many of you saw an amazing thing that happened this week. 7 of the most significant unions in this country sent a letter to the White House demanding an immediate halt to all military aid to Israel. The Association of Flight Attendants, the American Postal Workers Union, the International Union of Painters, the National Education Association, the Southern Employers International Union, the United Auto Workers, and the United Electrical Workers. Say it with me now, say it with me now. Workers of the world unite. Workers of the world unite. Palestine is our fight. Palestine is our fight. Workers of the world unite. Workers of the world unite. Palestine is our fight. Palestine is our fight. Workers of the world unite. Workers of the world unite. Palestine is our fight. Palestine is our fight. Now I want you to give a warm welcome to the President of the American Postal Workers Union, Mark Diamondstein, and Brandon Garcia from the UNW.
Union solidarity greetings, fighters for justice. In the spirit of working class solidarity and justice, the American Postal Workers Union AFL-CIO stands with humanity and the suffering people, workers and unions of Gaza, in calling for a long overdue ceasefire and massive humanitarian aid for the 2.3 million people of Gaza. Displaced, homeless, bombed, killed, injured, diseased, and starving behind the war crimes of the NETANYAH Israeli government, fully backed by U.S. military aid. Just last week in our convention, we voted, quote, we called on the U.S. government to halt all military aid to the Israeli government and to stop using our tax dollars for more war. End of quote. The billionaire class and corporations never pay their fair share of taxes, if at all. But workers do. And our tax dollars should never be used to bomb, maim, and kill innocent children, women, and men of Gaza, nor to enrich the U.S. military-industrial complex. It is shameful that Netanyahu, already charged with genocide and war crimes by the International Court of Justice, and with the blood of tens of thousands of children on his hands, has been invited by both the Democratic and Republican leadership to address Congress. This is but another bipartisan green light, along with billions of more military aid, to continue the current brutality. It's increasing the very real danger of a wider war.
I can't wait to
The American Postal Workers Union is proud to join with other national unions, including the United Auto Workers, United Electrical Workers, the Association of Flight Attendants, the National Nursing Union, the National Union of Painters, and the National Education Association, and the National Labor Network for ceasefire. We stand with the vast majority of the people of our country and the world who support a ceasefire, humanitarian aid, peace, and freedom. It's great to be here, standing shoulder to shoulder with all of you. Solidarity forever.
Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? People power. Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? People power. I'm gonna try union power now, right? Who's got the power? What kind of power? Union power. I want to thank Mark Dimenstein and the postal workers for their leadership on calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza. Without the leadership of the postal workers and Mark and the UE and so many other unions, unions such as ours, the International UAW, would not be here today. We also would not be here today if it wasn't for the work of so many people behind me, the rank and file workers of our union. Why is a ceasefire and an end to arms shipments to Israel a labor issue? I'll tell you why. Because auto workers in Dearborn, Michigan have been personally affected by this issue and have demanded that their union and their government stop funding a genocide. Because academic workers all across the country, in countless campuses, in almost every state of this country, have been protesting for their literal right of free speech to call on their universities to divest and to be held accountable. Our members were part of that movement. They will continue to be part of that movement. We are also here because public defenders, UAW members in New York City, have been targeted by our government for calling for a ceasefire. So don't tell me this isn't a labor issue when our very own government is coming after labor unions for standing with the people of Palestine. Labor unions are one of the only democratic institutions we've got in this country. We hold our government, we hold our nation accountable. We hold the billionaires and the millionaires accountable. So if we want to continue building power for government and anyone vying for office, to stand for a ceasefire now. Solidarity forever, everyone. The labor movement stands with you.
Thank you all. Give it one more time for our wonderful comrades and allies in the labor movement. So an update on exactly why they spent tens of billions of dollars on police from New York because of this ex-speaker from the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Claudia de la Cruz.
All right, y'all. We're gonna make a chant that is more like a promise. But you gotta do it loud and with conviction and real clear so that Netanyahu's Congress in the United States and the war criminal himself gets the message. You ready? From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
But right now we have small and
Palestine will live forever! Palestine will live forever! That's right! Simply a slogan, that is not simply a chant, that is a promise! Because there are people in the belly of the beast that are committed and that are stubborn about our liberation. There are people who have gained more clarity in the last 9 months that they have is historic to see the student movement, to see the labor unions, to see all types of organizations from the grassroots standing with one cause in mind and heart, and that is the freedom, the total liberation of Palestine. Palestine has freed us all. This government, be it Republicans or Democrats, whatever new phase of imperialism they are trying to bring forth, we know that the United States government sponsors terrorists. That Biden, that Blinken, Kamala Harris, because we're not going to give her a pass because she's black and she's a woman, are complicit of terrorism. We, the people of the United States, say that we are committed to liberation. That their win is not our win, and their politic is not our politic. We say that we are and will continue to build an anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist, strong movement. History. Because it is the people in organized struggle that free, free Palestine! Voices for peace. Give it up for Rabbi Esther Azar.
And I'm here on behalf of hundreds of thousands of Jews who stand in full and deep solidarity with our Palestinian siblings struggling for liberation. But these days my voice feels inadequate. I am a Jew, I am a rabbi, I am an Arab, and my words feel hollow. The Arabic word haram means forbidden, and it is used when a behavior or an action will cause harm to another. This is the word that repeats in my head every day. We stand 9 months and 76 years into a genocide. Haram! And those in power are gaslighting us, calling for a ceasefire while shipping 2,000-pound bombs. Haram! Others vote against the possibility of a Palestinian state. Haram! They speak of peace while funding apartheid. Haram! While prisoners are tortured and children are being mauled by dogs. Haram! I don't know much, but I do know this is not what God wants. I hear Allah's tears outside my window. Adonai's wails burn my ears. The world ignores while the universe screams. Before the West destroyed our communities, my family lived amongst our Muslim and Christian neighbors in Khalab, Aleppo. Western powers have used Zionism to steal this from us. What I never stopped to notice is that we are standing here today, Jews, Christians, Muslims, and those of different faiths and identities coming together and building community. terrorism.
Free! Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Just give you a sense of how much of the majority we are. Even the majority of the Republicans want a permanent ceasefire. We represent the people, and they don't represent anybody. Next, I want to bring to the stage a voice that has been traumatized and genocide, finished genocide again. You know what? The genocide.
NETANYAHU, we charge you with genocide. Congress, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free Palestine! We will free Palestine, and Palestine will free us! And we will stop this genocide together! The American people do not want this genocide. The people of the world do not want this genocide. The people, the students on our campuses do not want this genocide. Everybody of the United Nations does not want this genocide. We will stand together and we will stop it. And we are here to tell Congress this responsible for the murder of 40,000 children, teachers and academics and journalists. And with a full accounting, it's not 40,000, it's 200,000. We say no more. And it stops now. We are the people. The people have the power. And we say no more. This war criminal has denied an entire population food and water, putting 500,000 at risk for starvation in this month alone. So we say this is where we've seen the union standing up, we've seen Starbucks going down, we've seen we will stand up and we will free Palestine together, all of us together. Thank you so much.
One more time for Dr. Joe Stein, everyone. You know, we're getting reports about the police not knowing what to do with these moving blocks. Next speaker. We found a phone on a bench. If you lost your phone, your mom is calling you a lot. I'm sure she's very worried. Please come to the side. We'll try to sort this out. But please put your hands together for a speaker from Harriet's Wildest Dreams, Nene Taylor, a DC native, and one of the PYM chapter here's closest allies who have been with us every step of the way. When the students were brutalized by the police, they were early in the hours of the morning. They were the first ones on the scene. So please, with everything you have, let's welcome Nene Taylor to the stage.
demonstration right here in Washington, D.C. I'm a D.C. native. Welcome to my city. Today I stand before you brokenhearted with my sisters, Linda and Mimi, because our struggles intersect. I want to shed light on two pressing issues that demand unresisting action: an ongoing genocide in Palestine and the systematic police violence that's happening to black people in America. These two distinct issues are deeply interconnected and reflected at a border pattern of injustice, and oppression in Palestine. We are witnessing our people have suffered under the brutal occupation and apartheid policies of the Israel government. The relentless violence, displacement, and discriminations faced by Palestinians constitute a clear case of genocide. At the same time, I want y'all to hear this. At the same time, right here in America, we are confronted with another form of injustice: systematic police. Our black communities continue to bear brunt of police brutality and discrimination. The killing of unarmed black individuals like Sonia Macy. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. She was shot in the face while in her home calling for help for the police. Right now, her ex-writer's Jeans is fighting for justice for Delano Martin, Lazarus Wilson, Troy Bullock, Melvin J., Jeffrey Price, Kevin Hargrave, Arthur Porter, nationally, Kareem Gaines. Yo, too many to name. Too many to name. Say their names. Yo, what is spectacular? What's particularly disturbing? Intersection of these two issues, the same militarized tactics and technologies used to oppress the Palestinian people are often deployed against us, marginalized community. You see it today. You see it today. You see it today. The system that was never built for us or structured for us to keep us safe needs to be dismantled. The exchange of tactics and technology between the Israeli military and American law enforcement further entrenches the cycles of violence and oppression. I'm gonna end this now. As concerned global citizens, we must recognize the interconnection of these struggles and stand in solidarity with individuals, regardless of their race, religion, and nationality. In conclusion, let us remember that the fight for justice and equality knows no borders. We must join hands across continents and oceans to challenge the system of oppression that perpetrates violence and suffering. Together, we can work towards a world where every individual, whether in D.C., Palestine, Congo, Sudan, or America, can live free from fear and discrimination. We rise up in solidarity. We ask of the Palestinian comrades, we stand in solidarity with our Palestinian comrades and ask them to arrest that war criminal. Arrest, I don't even want to say his name, his name is not deserving, but we stand in solidarity and say, arrest that war criminal. I charge everyone that's out here today to continue to rise up and fight back. We're not free until all of us free. We're not free until all of us are free. We're not free until all of us are free. Ashe.
One more time for Harriet's wildest dreams, everybody. They did give me a request. They want me to announce to you all, when you have a moment, go to ceasefiresong.com. That's right, ceasefiresong.com. That's the song they were singing earlier. So up next, put your hands together, let's give another warm welcome to Brian Becker, the National Director of the Answer Coalition.
Sisters and brothers, we've been building this demonstration for the past 4 weeks. And I have to tell you, this has not been a normally organized demonstration. And I want to explain a little bit to you about what happened. Normally, you come to Washington, D.C., and you assemble, and the government says you're exercising your First Amendment right to redress grievances, and that's what democracy really means. Well, we've been trying to organize this demonstration for the past 4 weeks, and I can tell you that the police agencies, the government agencies of all types, have done everything in their power to disorganize this movement and make sure this would not happen, but we are here. Look around the area. There are snow plows, police barricades, 8-foot-high fencing. This U.S. Capitol, which says to itself, we are the people's house, it should be renamed. It should be called Fort Netanyahu, because it looks like a fortress right now with all of this police barricades. The New York City Police Department that has been brutalizing and arresting and beating protesters. The New York City Police Department has sent 200 cops to Washington, D.C. to join in Fort Netanyahu because that's who they serve. They say the police motto in New York is serve and protect. Well, right now, they're serving and protecting a genocidal lunatic who's addressing both houses of Congress. Just think of what we've created, though. We have the Postal Workers Union, the United Auto Workers Union, major labor union. That means a change has come. This is no longer the labor movement of George Meany when people said it was the AFL-CIA. We're going to have a new day in labor, where the labor movement, workers, stand with all of those who are oppressed. Stand with Palestine. Stand with Cuba. Stand with Venezuela. Stand against imperialism. They said we're going to disorganize you. You won't march. When this rally ends, sisters and brothers, nothing they can do will stop us from assembling and marching, because that's our right. Free Palestine.
Give it up for Brian from Answer. Our next speaker is a special guest. She joined us on the front lines from day one of this genocide. She is a mother, an actress, and an activist. Give it up for Susan Sarandon. We are here today to reject the normalization of genocide. In 290 days, the death toll surpasses 39,000, and according to Lancet, will reach as much as 186,000 deaths. 90,000 injured, 10,300 women killed, 15,700 children killed. This is not normal. Over 152 journalists killed. Over 152 journalists killed, and healthcare doctors 570. 676 injured. Never before have so many journalists been killed. In all the wars put together, 182. This is not normal. Damaged schools, 476. Mosques, 700. Churches, 3. Completely destroyed homes, 153,750. And we can say that this is a minimum in terms of approximation because of all the deaths due to starvation, bodies still under rubble, bodies completely vaporized. So these are just low estimates. I would now like for all of you to join me in a message to our brothers and sisters in Palestine. We see you. We see you. We hear you. We hear you. And we will raise your voices. Raise your voices. No one is free until everyone is free. No one is free till everyone is free. The liberation of Palestine.
One more time for Susan Sarandon. I've just got word that they've moved to another intersection that's currently being blocked off on 10th Street. Give it up, everybody. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going like we keep going. Shut the whole city down. This energy in the middle of a weekday is exactly why we are going to win. No matter the weather, no matter the time of the week, no matter the obstacles, no matter the number of police officers they bring, none of it matters when we're united and we're in the streets together. So please give another warm welcome to Imam Suhaib Webb from Center DC.
Assalamu alaikum. Since October 7th, but for many of us well before October 7th, since the 1940s and even before that, there's a number of emotions that we've experienced. But I think if we were looking for a word to encapsulate how we feel, it would be boiling. We are boiling. And let's not forget what happened on July 6th, when Sonia Massey was killed while she was boiling her water. And the reason I say that is that boiling has a benefit. It kills parasites. It fights disease. It removes filth. And in the name of her death, boil now. Boil! Boil at a genocidal maniac who's invited
to give a speech in front of a country that claims to be committed to freedom and equality. Boil! Boil at student encampments, Generation Z, who inspired this country and now have been vilified, kicked out of school, doxxed, had their futures threatened because they stood for Palestine. They stood for which there is no moral challenge whatsoever. Boil for them. Boil for the carceral state that continues to imprison in the name of law and order large numbers of black folks and Latinos, where we see white folks get off. Boil! Do not let the death of our sister Sonia Massey be in vain. Carry the spirit of her boiling water wherever you go. Stand in the face of politicians who exhibit moral values, who parrot slogans, and let them know that boiling water cleans filth. That boiling water will not stay quiet. That boiling water may evaporate into the air only to fall back and grow fruit and seeds. Let them know that you boil in the name of righteousness and that you're on the right side of history. Free Palestine. Assalamu alaikum.
Give it up one more time for Iman Sahib. Our next speaker is all the way from the Bay Area, California. Give it up for Ema Seal from the Arab Resource and Organizing Center. Bay Area, where you at? California, where you at? Israel is a pariah state, fighting for its last breath as it destroys everything in its way, including its own dealers right here in the U.S., scrambling to keep the wool over our eyes as they fund the most heinous genocide of our lifetime. Shame! But we can't unsee what we've seen. 9 months of collective grief brings us collective clarity. 292 days of rage has changed us forever. And through it all, we understand that nothing compares to what the people of Gaza have had to endure. So we've stayed focused, and despite moments of discomfort, sometimes hopelessness, we've remained steadfast, and we have a renewed sense of hope today. How dare they even try to bring this war criminal to our streets? You know, he flew here directly because he was afraid to stop in Europe because they'd arrest his ass. But this visit is not about Netanyahu. This is about our country's complicity in toting this so-called democracy, crossing every single fucking red line that the people have drawn. We hold all our elected officials accountable. Even the ones who are sitting out. We hold you accountable too. We should be doing everything that we can to protest this visit. They use fear-mongering to scare us into voting to prevent fascism. Well, guess what? We're here and there's no turning back. We created this crisis. Both political parties are scrambling to figure out how to hold on to their power. We created this crisis, and so there's no turning back. We're in unprecedented times. Just this week, 7 major unions representing over 40% of organized labor said, stop arming Israel. In Oakland, the International Longshore Warehouse Union voted a historic, Knesset vote that they'd stop carrying arms from Israel. Thanks to the uncommitted movement, we saw Biden's rating plummet. We did that. So this country may be the last to finally cut its ties, but it certainly won't be the least of significance. Because when we stop arming Israel, this genocide ends. And that is when the real work starts. We carry the memories of every life stolen from here to our homeland to forge a new future that is better for our children, one where we can all live in freedom and dignity. Our solidarity is shown in our collective resistance, and today shows what we are willing to do to stop this genocide. Tomorrow shows what we are willing to do to build something better. Free Palestine, long live international solidarity. Give it up one more time for Dean. Washington, are we tired? Washington, are we tired? Good. Our next speaker is a fierce leader and one of the main organizers of today's mobilization. Give it up for Layan Filhan from the People's Forum.
This mass movement for the liberation of Palestine began all the way back on October 8th, when thousands of people flooded into the streets of Times Square and demanded that the right side of history was with the Palestinian people. That was 10 months ago. And the United States government and all of its institutions and instruments and all of the institutions and media that aligns itself with the Israeli Zionist agenda has attempted again and again and again to stop us. But we are here now, 10 months later, stronger and more confident and more committed. Every single one of you here is responsible for the success of the mass movement for Palestine. We have seen what the United States government is willing to do to protect a genocide. Fort Netanyahu is simply a symbol. It is a symbol of the true nature of the United States capitalist and imperialist government. This government that claims to be an upholder of democratic and First Amendment freedom is instead converted itself into a 100% fortress for a war criminal who deserves to be arrested. Instead of arresting Netanyahu, the United States government has kept over 2 million working and oppressed people behind bars. We are the people of conscience, and we are the ones who determine what is right and wrong. And so we will continue building this movement. We will continue building our forces. We will march today, and we will continue organizing and marching, because we know that the historical place for us to be is the ones who are determining our own future. And that future has no place for genocide and has all the room for the Palestinian people's sovereignty and freedom and self-determination.
want political violence, ridicule. Fuck Israel! Fuck Israel! Fuck Down with Israel! Why didn't you go get your elder? Honestly, at one point, ask him to leave. Okay, you said your dude was back there. Are you recording? Okay, but you're right in the middle of the shot.
Okay, calm down. I'm on your side.
I know you're on your side.
Good for you. Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's the thing.
Asshole, you're from Tennessee. I'm from fucking Tennessee. We do not deal with Israel. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. 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 You do not belong here.
But the funny part is they keep yelling like,
What's funny? What's
served.
funny?
You never served. You never served. I'm like, you don't know who served, who hasn't served. Like, you know, don't do that. Don't do that. So, but congratulations on the early retirement. That's a good move.
Get the fuck out!
7 more years.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
You guys are giving them more power. This is what they want. They want attention.
I don't want you to get him out of here. It's your fucking job.
Don't give them no power. Don't give them no power.
Why are you giving him any attention? One person. Look at all the people around you.
She's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. You're giving him more power than he needs. Exactly.
Depending on what it wants.
Break it up. Break it up.
But I mean, like, that girl over there, I mean, like, don't say.
Stand like that. It's just like, this is it.
Palestine is free. We will elevate the voices of our people, honor our martyrs, and resist by any means necessary. Remember that we're the wonderful, the poppy blue. We will honor all our martyrs. All our fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters.
Intersection, we're gonna have all the police here. Guard this douchebag.
Thank you.
Having all that energy, bro. Having all that energy. Having all that energy. Standing here now? Standing here now? Having all that energy. It's pathetic.
We don't give a F about this man. Move away from this man. He does not need our attention. He is a nobody. That person is a nobody. Why are you giving him attention?
One very simple message to all of you today. Beware of those who tell you that nothing that you have done matters.
Yeah, people saying the Clinton shit. You're not saying anything. We need to say anything.
The abomination of the Democratic Party is because of you, my friends. The reason why Kamala Harris is not presiding on Benjamin Netanyahu, the war criminal speech in Congress today, is because of you. The reason why dozens of members of Congress are boycotting the war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu is because of you.
less fun when you're holding your sign up, right? It's less fun without a sign.
There's no gay sex
Less fun, just standing there. Kind of sucks, right? I should probably get the fuck out of here.
You coming outside matters, and it is not in vain.
Come on.
I want to say to the young people, those who sacrificed their scholarships, their graduation, their future employments for the people of Palestine, that will not be in vain. Don't be surprised that a war criminal has been invited by a country that harbors our own war criminals. And at the top of that list is President Joe Biden. We got a lot of work to do, and nothing changes. It doesn't matter who the nominee for the Democratic Party. You stay outside. You stay focused. You don't get distracted. We want a weapons embargo. We want to end military aid to Israel. We want unconditional aid to the people of Gaza. We want to rebuild Gaza. And we want to end the genocide against the Palestinian people. So let us be very clear. Our votes are still to be earned. We will not be pawns in a political system that does not give us the demands that not only we deserve, but are the right thing to do for these political entities. And lastly, I will say this. There is nothing that any of us here are sacrificing that is close to the sacrifices of the Palestinian people. And I promise you here today that one day all of us will travel to a free Palestine and we will sit on the beaches of Gaza and watch the children of Gaza play in joy under bright skies, and it will be because the American people said no to genocide. People.
You'll see the entire area surrounding the Capitol is an utter gridlock, thanks to the organization and unity of the people and the determination. Hang in tight, we only have a couple more speakers before we join our comrades in the streets and show NETANYAH. To introduce from Doctors Against Genocide, Dr. NETANYAH, who will introduce the speaker from Doctors Against Genocide. Please give it up for them.
Hello everyone. Hello the real patriot Americans, the people of conscience. Genocide. عاشت غزة. Long live Gaza! We are here to tell the people in Gaza, the children, the women, the elderly, the men, that Doctors Against Genocide are with you. We are here for you. All the people of conscience are here. Speaking your voice now. I'm introducing Dr.
calling for the need and demand for revolution.
I guess everybody voted. We're telling him more possible now than it has been. So you see, now that's how we stop the genocide.
The other one, it's like, oh crap, we hate all the people.
He said, yeah, I'm against genocide, but that means
Barricade.
dito.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. Habibi Wala.
Sorry.
Trained the very cops which executed Sonia Massey in her own home. Shame. The past few months have sharpened the contradictions of the state and the neoliberal university. Our universities and the state brand us as outside agitators in our own homes when we dare to oppose their material interests. They surveil, brutalize, and evict us to protect their capital while celebrating fascist mass murderers from Linda Thomas Greenfield, Lauren Bobbitt, to the whole of NATO, to Bibi Netanyahu behind us. Invoking the Palestinian revolutionary martyr Ghasem Hanafani as students imperialism. Nothing more than a paper tiger. It appears tough, but in reality it is a flammable, pathetic creature that can be knocked over and destroyed by a gust of wind. From DC to Bangladesh to Palestine, the student intifada is under hand. It is undefeated. Our victory is inevitable. Liberation is inevitable. Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Good morning, DC! Today is a profoundly distressing day to be a Palestinian in America. Over the past 9 months, the Biden administration has dishonored the principle America claims to stand for. The Palestinian Assembly for Liberation not only condemns, but is disgusted by the visit of Benjamin Netanyahu to Congress. The United States has shamefully welcomed a war criminal to speak in the halls of its so-called democracy. Let me be clear. We oppose all interactions with the settler colonial regime of Israel. We are witnessing a 9 months of an ongoing genocide orchestrated by Netanyahu. With reports indicating the murder